when you heard about the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, but I knew I had to tell my story. Here's a taste. My husband and I were so excited. We wanted a second child. And then I thought I'd miscarried. But a week later, I found myself curled up on the bathroom floor, clutching my stomach, afraid to go too far away from the toilet, and pressing my face against that cool ceramic tile, trying to cool off. When my husband walked in, we were both very clear that something was very wrong. Later that night in the ER, the doctor told me, "You're still pregnant." And my heart leapt. And then she continued, "It's an ectopic pregnancy, meaning it's growing outside your uterus and you're bleeding internally right now. We need to have emergency surgery to get it out." "Well, if I'm still pregnant, can't you just, move it over into my uterus?" She held out her hand and took mine, looked me in the eyes and said, "I'm so sorry. That's just not how it works. What's growing inside you can never be a baby." And so I was prepped for surgery. It wasn't until a few months later that my husband and I were having a conversation with a very blunt friend of ours who was explaining to us how in vitro fertilization worked, that she casually mentioned, "Well, since your abortion," and I stopped her. "I'm sorry. I've never had an abortion. I could never have an abortion." She looked at me. "You were pregnant. You had a surgery that ended that pregnancy. What do you think they call that?" I mentioned she was blunt, right? And suddenly, I went from "I could never" to "holy shit, I just did." If you'd like to hear more of my story, about the ways that politics have impacted my body, please join me. I will be telling 2 stories about politics and bodies and some of the recent things that have changed how politics are going to be interacting with our bodies. There will also be puppets and a game show with actual prizes. So please come and join me.